My siblings had family rules, but I had a transparency protocol that only applied to me. Kids, in my house, honesty wasn't a policy, it was a weapon. My older brother had a lock on his door and a password on his phone. My younger sister spent hours in her room with the curtains drawn, listening to music. But for me, I was the only child whose bedroom door had been removed from its hinges when I turned 12. My father's reasoning was always the same. An honest child has nothing to hide, and you, Eliza, have the most to prove. The setup was simple but suffocating. While my siblings enjoyed the basic human right of privacy, my life was a public exhibit. Every Saturday at 7 a.m., my father performed a room audit. He didn't just check for dust, he read my journals, went through my trash can, and even checked the hemlines of my skirts to ensure they hadn't been altered for rebellion. The teen of fairness was a constant dull ache. I remember my 16th birthday. My brother was allowed to take the car and drive 3 towns over for a concert. I, however, had to hand over my phone at 8 p.m. sharp. My father would sit at the kitchen table scrolling through my messages, deleting friends he didn't approve of, and replying to my crush as if he were me. If I so much as sighed in frustration, it was labeled as disobedience, resulting in another week of being grounded. The tension reached a breaking point during my senior year. I had secretly applied for a prestigious scholarship at a university 6 states away. I knew if they found out, they'd find a way to sabotage it. I kept the acceptance letter hidden inside the lining of an old winter coat in the back of the closet. But remember the rule? No privacy. During a random inspection, my mother didn't find drugs or forbidden clothes. She found my future. She didn't scream. She just placed the letter on the dinner table next to my plate. "Who gave you permission to dream of leaving?" she asked, her voice cold. My father didn't even look up. He simply shredded the letter into tiny pieces and said, "You're staying here. You'll go to the community college where we can watch you. You clearly aren't mature enough for freedom." That was the moment of realization. It hit me like a physical blow. My family didn't have rules for me because they were strict or protective. They had rules for me because I was the only one they were afraid to lose control over. My siblings were easy to mold, but I had a spark they needed to smother to feel powerful. I wasn't a daughter to them. I was a project. So the emotional ending wasn't a loud argument. It was a silent departure. On the night of my 18th birthday, while the transparent house was asleep, I didn't take the clothes they bought or the phone they tracked. I walked out with nothing but my birth certificate and the digital copy of that scholarship I had saved at the library. I left a note on the empty hinges of my bedroom door. "You spent 18 years trying to see everything I did. Now you'll never see me again." As I drove past the city limits, I finally understood the only rule that ever mattered was the one I just made for myself. I am finally free.